Hey you guys, welcome back to Angel and Angela. And on this topic, I wanted to talk about controlling your anger after narcissist abuse, because it's something you're gonna have to deal with like on a everyday basis. Once you move on, once you have knowledge on what's going on, you're gonna catch these predators on the daily. They can feel your energy. Your energy is giving, I don't want to be bothered. Your energy is giving, I'm not anxious. I don't have anxiety anymore. I'm not all over the place. I'm focused. Your energy is giving, there's more to life. I'm not depending on just one thing. I'm taking the steps to try to better myself. I'm programming my mind back to just being normal again, right? Because these memories haunt you, and eventually the memories don't haunt you anymore as much. You don't really think about, is the narcissist happy? You realize, they're not shit. You realize, they're not about anything. You realize when you're dealing with a narcissist man, he's overly sexualized. He can't love. It's like a Jezebel spirit, She can't love properly. She doesn't love. Her definition of love is not love. Her definition of love is, I'll love you. I love you, but I'll hurt you. I'll cheat on you. I'll play you. I'll steal from you. I'll gossip about you. Her definition of love is also, determined in using people financially, and we know we live in a world where, hey, if you don't make money, you're not going to survive. You're going to end up homeless. If you choose to give up on yourself like that, it's on you. No one can sit there by you, even if they feel sorry for you. They can't sit there by you day by day trying to help you when they're trying to help themselves. So it's like the example I gave you guys about the military. It's like being in the military and everyone's doing push-ups, and that one person doesn't want to do push-ups, so now everyone has to pay for it. A lot of people don't want to help you because they don't want to pay for helping you. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can feel like you're helping someone because they're in a vulnerable situation, not knowing they did a lot of bad, evil things to people. They tormented people. They tormented strangers. They fucked up people's days. People wanted to mind their business, go to work. They're fucking up your day. They're messing with you. They're trying to make judgments of you. They're trying to tell you who you are. They're talking to you crazy like you're a kid. There's no respect, no boundaries. They think they could just go up to anyone, say whatever they want, whatever they feel. And then if that person flips out on them because they're already going through something, they're trying to stay strong, right? After you deal with so much of that mental abuse, you're not willing to tolerate anyone's abuse. So that will make you spaz, because you're coming to the realization of, hey, back in the day, I was so nice. If someone told me, hey, help me move this table, I'll go help them move the table. Now you realize narcissists do little simple things like this to try to control you, because in their mind it's, oh, if I got you to move this table for me and you think we're friends and you think we're cool with each other, I'm going to be able to ask you for favors and make you do stuff that I'm supposed to do and put it on you. And, this is why certain people don't, they'll be angry when you start slacking, when you're with the narcissist and they're feeding you lies and you start slacking in your life. It disgusts them because they're at another level, and that other level doesn't necessarily mean they're a narcissist. It means they know that the energy you're around, it's killing you, and they know if they're around you, it's going to kill them. It's going to get to them. That narcissists can even get jealous of your own family, and now they're after your family for no reason, and they don't even know these people. They're talking bad about them. They're jumping to conclusions about your family. They're trying to compare their life and their issues and the trashy people they've been around, their traumas. They're trying to make examples of their own life to relate to you. And a lot of times you relate to people through trauma, but you're not going through the same scenario and situation, but now they have you feeling the same type of hate that they feel. So when you come out of that, you learn to control your emotions better. when people talk to you about their problems and they try to connect to you through trauma, because you know that every person you're talking to, you know, is a narcissist or a Jezebel themselves. They just can't see their own issues. These are people that can't admit to their own problems. These are people who you know they're trying to be good people. You know they haven't done anything to you, but there's gaps in between their stories. There's things that they do that trigger you. There's things that they say, or they put words in your mouth, or you try to help them by giving them good advice, and now they're flipping it on you, and they're like, oh, you're telling me I'm not a good parent, you know, and oh, you know, you trust me, you don't know, I'm older than you, or I'm this, or I'm that. You know, they think they know everything. That's the problem. And that's why certain narcissists never grow up. Like, they think just because they're grown up that they're grown up. You know, you get me? You get the drift? So these people feel like you can't tell them anything, right? Cool, I'm not going to tell you anything. I'm not going to try to save you. Just leave me the hell alone. And that's how you start to view things. You start to feel like, okay, I have a lot of hate, a lot of, you know, from the narcissist, from what narcissists did to me, from, you know, even though I forgive them and I'm past it, I still have, you know, certain like a feeling of regret, of shame, and the shame and the regret and the fact that you didn't know certain things, that makes you almost feel like you have hate. And then you're like, you know, you're praying to God to take that hate away from you, right? So then, you know, you're not going to take out your anger on anyone. So you try to do the right thing in everything that you do. You try to be polite. You try, like I said, you try to mind your business. And these people come and you're watching them do things in front of you. They're messing up your day. They're messing up your workflow. They're asking you certain questions. They're judging you. They're saying things to you like they know you, you know, and then you go out into the world. You know, you can go anywhere. You go to the store, or why aren't you smiling? You're supposed to be smiling. You know, you're too pretty not to be smiling. You're mean. They just say things to you to the point where you don't even know how to respond, because you're like, I'm indifferent right now. You know, you're almost like, I'm indifferent. Like, I'm not feeling anything. Like, I'm just blessed. I just appreciate life. You're just happy that you escaped the narcissist. You almost feel like you escaped a cage. Like, you're just happy to be free. But now you're seeing everything in a different light. You're seeing people in authority positions abusing their position, and then they laugh about it, and they act like they're calm. They act like you're crazy because you said something to them. You're crazy because you reacted. You have to think about, some of the most dangerous narcissists are actually, the older they get, the quieter they get. And meanwhile, while they were around you, they were speaking their mind, screaming, saying crazy, nasty things to you. Now they've mastered how to control it. So they're telling you, I went to therapy, or I got help. I'm not the same person anymore, because now they're learning to control it, because they know it's getting them exposed. So now you're seeing these people change, but not in a way where most people think that they changed. They're just basically saying, I'm going to learn not to get caught. I'm going to learn to, I've mastered how not to get caught. I do something, I run away. By the time police gets here, I'm gone. The police comes knocking at my door, I'm not opening the door. They feel like they learned a lot of lessons, and now they're not willing to go through the same issues again. So now certain people will respect them, and you almost will be baffled in anger, because it's like, people, you almost get mad because you're like, oh, the narcissist changed, or even though a part of you knows they haven't really changed, and you're just like, oh, they just went on like nothing. People are feeding into, these new people in their life are feeding into that character, whoever they became. And now the women in their life feel like, you know, whatever happened in your past relationship, you know, has nothing to do with your present relationship. You know, I believe people can change. And the narcissist is kind of like, happy. They're baffled because people feed into it, you know. And then, you know, the empath is the one that's kind of left struggling from the situation, and you're not going to get the same shine, you know. So excuse me, you know, for this video, you guys. I know I've been making videos on my phone, and then they've been taking actually days to download. So hopefully this one at least goes through to send you guys this message on anger, because you'll see most platforms are filled with, if you go to the internet, that's the narcissist world. So it doesn't matter if there's people like me telling you the truth. This is the narcissist world, you guys. It's too many of them. They're everywhere. It's crazy at this point. You know, I think another part of the anger can also be is because you also see how people perceive you, and it bothers you, you know. So with me, I feel like, okay, people can look at me and say, oh, okay, you know, she looks like a nice girl, you know, her aura, everything, you know, she seems like a nice girl, a baby face, you know. And they feel like they can talk to you crazy, or they feel like they can tell you what to do, or they just feel like when they see you, they see an empathetic person. They see someone who might even be, you know, book smart. You might be book smart, right? But you're not just book smart, you're all the way around. People just don't know what you've been through. They don't know your life. They didn't see your struggles. They didn't see how low the narcissist brought you. But no matter how low the narcissist brought you, the frequency you've had of love has never changed. See, we all have different frequencies. The TV, the microwave has a frequency. Even though you turn it on, you don't know how it's damaging you, right? Certain things you can't see, energy you can't see. If you were to see who the narcissist really is, the narcissist thinks they're invincible. They feel like they're protected by the devil. And in actuality, if you were to see their spirit, they wouldn't see, you wouldn't see them for who they are. If you saw them by their frequency, their energy, you would see a dark mass, right? A very dark mass. There's no light. It's dark. It's a dark shadow. And to the narcissist, it's like, no, I'm protected. I'm protected, because that's what that spirit tells them, you know? And in actuality, just like animals, just like, you know, one of the oldest whales that I've spoken about, you know, has a certain frequency, a certain hertz of frequency. You know, when you turn a motorcycle on, when you turn the TV on, when you watch a television show, when you listen to music, everything is energy. So when you clear your energy from the narcissist toxicity, when you can look at their life, when you can see this person in person and walk past them and not care about what's going on in their life, and knowing there's nothing good that can come from this. You see their future, just how they feel like they could see your future. The moment that you're not with them anymore, and you're not attached to them the way they thought you would always be, now they're angry. They're secretly angry because they know they can't change their frequency no matter how much they try. It's going to backfire on them. Now everything, once your frequency changes, everything that they've been doing to you, especially if you're doing the right thing and you're keeping your most of your energy to yourself, now they're going to be going through it. Because they don't have that protection. They don't have that energy from you like they once had. They thought they could find it somewhere else. They thought because certain people mirrored certain qualities about you that they would be like you. But that person their frequency is on the same level as the narcissist. So when they go, they can't feel themselves the way they once did. And some of them will be too ashamed to come back. Some of them will apologize and act like they just want to be friends. But a part of them they still want to use you for your energy. And that's what's, will piss you off, because even though you won't get back with these people, even though you don't see yourself ever talking to them, it pisses you off just knowing that that's how they think and perceive you. Even when you know you're not around them, they still see you as the same person. And that's what bothers you. It's like how strangers can perceive you a certain way just based on your looks, or based on, you know, based on what they feel like our statistics, or they're just, you know, labeling you. You know, they're labeling you based on what they know, or what type of people they came across. And then they're trying to categorize you, and you're watching it happen. They think you're stupid. Sometimes they act like they don't even know what they're doing. Like that's just their nature of being a predator. That's just their nature. Like, this is what I do. Like, I want to dig in for information. You know, it's like they just do it. And whatever you give them, they're going to come up with 10,000 things based on what you said. They're going to go and reminisce about what you said over and over again. And while they're doing it, they feel like they're not doing anything, but you're catching it. And you're like, wow, this is the same thing the narcissist used to do, you know? But what makes me so angry is that when these people do it, I can forget about it. I'm not going to think about you for the rest of the day. I just look at you like you're a weirdo. You know, you're a narcissist. You're a weirdo. I can't trust you. I can't talk around you. I can't be myself around you. I can't try to even be your friend at this point. I can't even, all I got to say is hi and bye. You know what I'm saying? Just to be polite, just so you won't get offended. Because now if you get offended, if you feel like I'm blocking you all the way, it's like you can't even block them all the way. You know, you can't even block them all the way. It's like you got to keep your foot on the door. And if you let go of that foot on the door, they're just going to run through. You know what I'm saying? So you start to see, oh, that's how they view me. You know what they're thinking. You know what their intentions are. And it'll piss you off, just the simple thought of knowing that the narcissist did that shit to you for years. So certain shit that you won't give energy to now and you'll just let go, you'll realize, like, you let the Jezebel spirit, you let the narcissist like get over on you bad. Like, especially because, think about it, somebody does something to you disrespectfully, you might not think about that person for the rest of, you're not going to think about them tomorrow, right? Might not even think about them 10 minutes later. Like, something can happen with me and I'm just not going to think about you like 10 minutes later. And I might think about it later on in the day, and then tomorrow I'm not even going to think about it at all, right? So to me,